I'm Brenda aka Khumphet, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the YSL Touche Eclat I'm pretty sure I pronounced that wrong, cushion foundation. And I was kind of seeing where I wanted to go about this, so I didn't want to do a first impression. I actually went to Nordstrom to go buy it, and while you're in there, a sales associate will apply it for you, so I already have kind of an idea of how it looks like. It definitely gives a really nice natural finish. It's not the most full coverage foundation, which is really funny because that's what I usually go for. I think it has a really nice finish, but the thing is, she did use a bunch of YSL products, something from like primers, face oils, and mists and everything, so I do want to see how well it works on just my cheaper products. I haven't opened it yet ever since I bought it. It retails for $48, so it is kind of pricey, but at the same time I've seen cushions go for that much, and we'll just see if it actually is kind of worth the price. My disclaimer out there, I guess, is I'm definitely no makeup artist. I just am a person who likes to wear makeup. So there is a few ways I could have gone about this. I could have seen how the foundation wears on its own, but the thing is, despite what foundation it is, expensive or cheaper, I always prime and I always moisturize. I've been trying to incorporate sunscreen into my routine, but it hasn't made its way in yet, and I know I should be using it, but I know for sure moisturizer and primer is always something that I put on. So I'm going to be using the Boscia Subaki Swirl 2-part gel and moisturizer as my moisturizer for all over the face. It's something that I just have, it's something that I use, and something that I have been growing to love a lot. And then on the left side of my face, I'm actually going to have the YSL primer that I actually got a sample of while I was there. And on the right side, I'll be using the e.l.f. Tone Adjusting Primer. It retails for $6, so we're definitely going to see how this foundation works if you need all those YSL fancy products, or if it just works really well just using it on cheaper products. I know I've heard with this foundation that it definitely works well on its own, so I actually already have the moisturizer and the primer on. Like I said, the left side is the YSL primer. I'm going to put a video in where I can showcase to you the primer. It has like a bunch of gold flakes in it, and then I also have the e.l.f. Tone Adjusting Primer on my right side. The consistency of the YSL primer is a little bit heavier, it's a little bit more silicone-y. And the e.l.f. Tone Adjusting Primer, I just never had an issue with it in the past. When I first used it, my skin did have to adjust to it. So this is a clip of how the YSL cushion looks. It's definitely a gorgeous product. The packaging is everything. It just sucks because I actually expected it to be a bit of a heavier weight to it. It's definitely kind of plasticky, it seems like, which sucks because it is $48, and you would think that with YSL, part of that is paying for that packaging. But I mean, the packaging is still nice overall, and I'm hoping that because the packaging isn't super heavy, that the product will be the winner in this. And I've heard so many good reviews, which is why I went to go buy it myself. But we're just gonna see how it works on me. I definitely have more of a drier skin. So yeah, let's just get into that. So like I said, left side YSL primer, right side e.l.f. $6 primer. With the cushion, of course, you do have that applicator. Yeah, YSL calls it an applicator. So with this YSL applicator, there's actually two ends to it. And it actually tells you it's numbered 1 and 2. So on one side, it's like more of the actual cushion type that you get in every and according to YSL, that gives you more of a natural finish. And then the number 2 side, which is kind of like this velvety side, ooh, it feels nice. It's supposed to give you a more sophisticated finish. According to the sales associate, I believe she said the velvet side is the one that gives you a fuller coverage. And because I go for more of that fuller coverage, I'm gonna use the number 2 side. I'm not sure if it's showcasing. I'm actually very red in the T-zone and like these this under eye cheek area. I get really red in that area, hence I use a tone adjusting primer. But yeah, I want to showcase both the sophisticated and the natural finish side, but the thing is I don't want the primers to affect any of that, so I'm just gonna keep it with the full coverage or the fuller coverage sophisticated finish, just to keep it kind of consistent. So I'm going to be dipping into that, and there it is, if you can see it. Oh, by the way, I am in color B30. I don't think there's a name to this, but yep, B30 is the color that I am in. So let's get that started. I'm going to be starting on the e.l.f. primer side, so let's do that. Okay, yeah, it's definitely more of a fuller coverage. A little bit goes a long way. I don't know if you can see it. I mean, it's gonna take a little bit of blending, but it's kind of having that where like the cushion kind of pops up. And I'm trying not to mix the sides of the cushion, but I guess like once you get some blending in, it just because this end here keeps getting into the foundation. So this actually covers a good amount. So I definitely think she can use that natural finish side on me, because this is covering a lot more than what she originally put in. And I like did 2 dips, and the first dip was really just me trying to get that product out because it's new, and that really went a long way. So that's good. That's good to know. Good to know that this can last you a little bit, but if you're like me, it sucks because I personally I can't afford to keep spending money on newer products. So I definitely am one of those people who I'm just kind of like, all right, I have to use all of this before I can buy something else. Yeah, that actually was very full coverage compared to what like I'm used to with cushions, because they do have that more sheer finish. Because it is like that natural like look that people want, but I definitely go for that fuller coverage. What? I like this. I'm liking this so far. I didn't have that big of an issue with it being the e.l.f. primer under, but we're gonna see. So now we're just gonna do that YSL primer side, and my camera is dying. Okay. Alright, it's reacting kind of weird on this side, but not really. Like this, it blended a lot easier on this side though. Like I'm not having that issue with the end of that cushion making like its marks in my face. Another thing I want to mention is that, okay, yeah, that one blended a lot easier than the e.l.f. side, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. The thing that I want to mention is that one of the things she also put on my face was the YSL Touche Eclat concealer, which I know has a bunch of mixed reviews on it, and it definitely wasn't for me. It sunk into, well, we're gonna see if it was the primer or the concealer. I mean the cushion or the concealer, because something sank into my pores like really badly that day, and I was just not feeling it. So if it was the concealer, that's good. If it's the cushion, then that's. But I'm not gonna conceal today. I actually have a good amount of coverage, which is really good. I'm just liking both sides. I don't see an issue with the e.l.f. side at all or the YSL side. So it's definitely meaning you probably don't have to splurge on that primer. I know, like I said, I don't have the best camera, but you can just see I'm having a big issue on either side. So I'm happy that I can use my e.l.f. primer on this, because I cannot afford that YSL primer. Alright, so I'm gonna go finish the rest of my makeup, and then I'm probably gonna update you throughout the day. And right now it is super hot. Yesterday we hit about 105. I know it's more worse in other places, so I'm so sorry, but yeah, we hit 105 yesterday, and I think today is supposed to be a little bit better. So I ended up switching it to my camera, my phone, because my camera battery was dying, like I said, and when it likes to die, it likes to ruin the audio on the video, which sucks, because fixing it is, it's fixable, but at the same time it's not perfectly fixable. What I ended up doing was putting some finishing powder on my e.l.f. side, the Rimmel Stay Matte, and I just never had an issue with the Rimmel Stay Matte. I always finish off my foundation, so I just wanted to incorporate that somehow. I usually also finish it with finishing spray, but I know that that isn't a super popular slash not a lot of people do that. So I'm just gonna pop on some lip gloss and actually head out for the day. I think the high today is, let's check what the high is today. The high today is supposed to be 106. It's definitely worse than other places, but it sucks that it's gonna be 106. I'm gonna be doing some errands, and I'm actually gonna be heading to Barnes & Noble's. Maybe I can give you a midway checkup while I'm there, so that's gonna be interesting. But if not, then I'll just do a checkup at the end of the day and add that into thereafter. So super loving the foundation so far. This is definitely more coverage than I would expect for a cushion foundation. Probably if you are looking for that fuller coverage side, that velvet side of that cushion is definitely helpful. I'm pretty sure the sales associate used that more sheer natural finish side on me, which I didn't hate. I liked that it was more natural finish, but if I can get full coverage on it, I'm probably gonna get full coverage on it. Alright, so I'll see you guys later. Bye! So I guess this can be my midday update. It's around 4:30, and I applied it around actually almost close to 11, and I mean, I've been sweating. It's hot right now. It's 108 apparently, but it's probably a little bit less than that. Something I noticed earlier was it was creasing a little bit, but I'm the type of person that creasing isn't a huge deal for me. I don't really care for it, but if you do, if that's a thing that you're worried about, it creases a little bit. So I'm gonna assume also that the settling into pores was the concealer, because I'm not having issues with that right now. But yeah, so I don't think there's not gonna be that big of a difference later on today, but I'm gonna give a review at the end of the day. Still really liking the foundation so far, so I'll see you guys later. Bye! Hey guys, I'm back. So it's around 5:30 now. I've worn this foundation for around 6 hours, and I'm actually probably going to end it here. I'm sorry it's not like 10 p.m. But it's really hot, and I want to hop in the shower, and I need to wash my hair. It's just a bunch of factors of why I'm just gonna end it here. My last thoughts would just be, I really like it. From the very beginning, it's like, I mean, I talked about the creasing earlier, but honestly, I'm not having any issues with it now. My redness is poking through a bit, but my redness pokes through a lot of foundation, so it's like nothing that takes me by surprise. I do think it is worth the $50. I've spent $50 on foundations before, aka the Laura Mercier foundation, and I really like that foundation, and I'm really liking this one. So it's, but it is one of those that I hope it lasts me a long time, and I can just definitely like slowly save up for it. The thing that sucks about this, it does not come with the refill. I know the Dior one is around, I think, $60, but it comes with the refill. This one doesn't. They sell refills on the side for around $40, so it's steep. It sucks. So if you really like the foundation, you just have to pay for the refill on the side. Or if you're up for collecting packaging,